Just wanted to get our program started so that we have plenty of time to really hear these beautiful stories about Aquinas College. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Dr. Stephen Barrows, who will talk to us about faith.
Well, good morning. Again, my name is Stephen Barrows, and I'm an economics professor here at Aquinas College. And I thank you for the opportunity to speak briefly about my experience of the value of faith here at Aquinas. But first, just a little bit of context. So after 42 years and 16 transatlantic and transcontinental moves, I felt the urge to establish some roots. So after some prayer and discussion with my wife, we decided to retire from the Air Force and pursue the second dream of becoming a college professor. And you can see how that turned out. In 2013, Aquinas College made us an offer, and we loaded up our 5 children and moved to Grand Rapids. As a side note, I'm convinced that the employment match with Aquinas is the direct result of the intercessions of Our Lady of Guadalupe, but that is another story for another day. So joining the Aquinas team has enabled me to continue my passion for mentoring and teaching college students. But even more significant is the opportunity that Aquinas has provided to me to integrate matters of faith into discussions of economics in the classroom. So just how have I experienced faith at Aquinas? Well, in several ways, such as in spontaneous meetings and visits with our resident Dominican chaplain for spiritual support and conversation, in joining friends, family, colleagues, and students in worship at Mass on campus, and perhaps most importantly, in engaging important economic topics in the classroom in the light of faith. After all, where else can a college economics professor spend an hour lecturing about some abstract model of economic growth, and then in the very next class pull out a copy of Pope Leo XIII's encyclical Rerum Novarum to examine what Catholic social teaching has to say about economics and the social order? Or where else can a professor highlight the compendium of the social doctrine of the church and see what it has to say about the dignity of families and the importance of employment? Or where else can a college professor unite economic theory with practical faith-based concerns about how a minimum wage could actually harm the individuals it was intended to help? Well, Aquinas College enables me to do this. It's been a privilege to introduce Catholic social teaching in my Principles of Macroeconomics class. And even better, I'm grateful for the opportunity to dig into the great corpus of papal social encyclicals in my History of Economic Thought class, where we examine encyclicals such as Rerum Novarum, or Pius XI's Quadragesimo Anno, or St. John Paul II's Centesimus Annus. But of course, what do the students think? Well, allow me to quote them in some of their feedback. Love that you bring in Catholic social teaching. I really appreciated it. Or, I was surprised at how I enjoyed reviewing the encyclicals. It does add a sense of moral reasoning to many of the ideas we discussed. And I enjoy it. The Catholic Church was a big factor during the eras we are studying, so I think it is important to focus on how they influenced the beliefs. And finally, I love it. I think it is really beneficial to learn all aspects of economic history, which include papal encyclicals. So I'm grateful that Aquinas has enabled me to be an instrument, if even in a very small way, of the new evangelization. While certainly respecting the diverse backgrounds and beliefs of each student, Aquinas' value of faith empowers me to carry out Pope Francis's vision of Catholic universities, which he has described as, quote, outstanding environments for articulating and developing this evangelizing commitment in an interdisciplinary and integrated way. This is my experience of faith at Aquinas College. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Ramil Collier. I am a junior here at Aquinas, and I believe that learning is a lifelong endeavor, and as we progress through life, we pass through different stages and chapters that teach us new lessons as we conquer each obstacle. This learning can happen in different ways or take different forms. When I originally came to Aquinas, I was planning on being a psychology major, but I had a strong desire to also study music, so originally I was going to minor in it. However, my advisor encouraged me to take some music classes, and I took the music, basics of music intro class, which is a intro theory class, and I loved it. And I ended up switching my major to the newly created dual music and business major. Through all my studies of music and business, I've met lots of different professors, and I've learned different things from them. And a couple of professors have stood out to me in my time learning here. First would be Professor Gross, who teaches German here at Aquinas. And what I love the most about her is her high energy and just how into it she really gets. And she would always force us to like get up and walk around in class if we were like acting too sleepy or too tired, and that always, for me, I really appreciated that because it actually helped me learn and it like got me more into it. Secondly, I also have Professor Hoover, who teaches business ethics. And nothing about business ethics sounds entertaining, right? But he made it entertaining because he had this laugh points system, which for every 5 times we made the class laugh, we'd get a point each time we laughed. And after 5 points, we'd get out of class 5 minutes early, right? But what was good about this was it actually encouraged us to participate in class and to actually like discuss the ethics of business, and it made it fun, so it was also enjoyable to learn. Lastly, I have Professor Winkler, who teaches business law, and what I loved the most about his class is he had PowerPoints, or he had videos in his PowerPoints that had songs that would teach a business law, and as a music major, of course, I really loved that. So I really value everything I've learned at Aquinas and the way the professors try different things to help us learn. But I also love all the opportunities we have to learn outside of class. I've had the opportunity to have 3 leadership positions on campus in 3 different clubs. I've also had the opportunity to be a diversity assistant as well as an orientation leader. And I also now have a leadership position in the newly created Food Recovery Network, where we're taking leftover food from Weggy and donating it to Dégagé. Thank you. So I really value everything I've learned at Aquinas, and that's why I love being here, and that's why I'm so happy I came here and I stayed here, because if it wasn't for Aquinas, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't be here right now, because like back when I was a freshman, I was a very shy kid, and the idea of speaking in front of all of you is still terrifying, but much less terrifying now. So I just owe everything I am and everything I've learned to Aquinas. So thank you. Go Saints!
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Hannah Acosta, and I'm a junior here at Aquinas, studying business administration and communication, doing the dual major with the minor in Spanish, and I am so grateful to be here speaking to all of you today. Community. We all came from different communities upon our arrival to Aquinas, but I can tell you that in my 20 years of life, I have never, ever experienced a community quite like this one here. I have met some of the kindest and most genuine people on these 106 acres, fun fact from the Ambassador Handbook, that we call Aquinas College. From the moment I took my campus tour with alumnus Bridget Solis, I knew that this place was special. Community is what I was able to create as an RA for the unforgettable and sometimes notoriously known Second West of Regina. I was the floor mother, and they really did call me mom. And it may have been because of my ability to construct a beautiful bulletin board with a lot of glue, a lot of patience, and a little bit of love. Or it may have been because I listened to them in the same way that my RAs had listened to me. From the good days and the bad days and every day in between, they were there for me. From cheering them on at lacrosse games or tears after a rough week, I did my best to play mom. Even now, they know how much I adore them, and I'm still their biggest fans today. Community is what took me to New Orleans with service learning. Twice, actually. To have my heart and soul nourished in the St. Peter Claver community in a way that I had never known possible. I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to lead a team of 11 strangers to the city of New Orleans, who had never been there before either, to show them how a city and its people can endure such great pain and still have such great joy. To see some of the most darling children and eat beignets at Café Du Monde until we couldn't eat anymore. I know that I would not have had these experiences at any other institution. Aquinas for me and for many is not just the place that we go to school. It is where I have met my very best friend. It is where I've shamelessly ate plate after plate at Weggy and still do today when a freshman swipes me in. It is the place that has helped me grow into the woman that I am today. It is the place that stole my heart in a mere 90-minute tour the morning after I graduated high school. And please know that I would choose to do it all over again. Aquinas is my home. Thank you to everyone who has had a hand in making this community what it is today. I am forever grateful for your generosity, for the foundation that you have laid, and the legacies that you have left, and your generosity to continue to give back in any capacity that you do. You are the faithful saints, and I am one of many grateful saints. Thank you.
So we just have a little bit of time here to get ready for our next speaker. Becky Agar is a parent, and like any good doobie, she has visual aids. She'll get an A+ from the communications professors in the room. So we also have the choir taking their place. So I'm just supposed to get up here and do a little comedy routine. Did everyone like the bacon? Because last year, the only negative comment on the forms that came back were, bacon! Literally. So I told the catering staff, I need bacon and lots of it. So I actually think there's probably more bacon up there. So if you need seconds, please do so. We'll be sending an email out to all of you after the event with some photos and an evaluation and a video that highlights our new Young Alumni Endowment Program that we're really excited about. And so look for that, fill out your survey. If there's anything you want to see on the menu next year, look how effective those evaluations are. And I think we're all set. I'll see you at Laugh Fest next year. Thank you. Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I feel so honored to be among all of these alumni here. My name is Becky Agar, and even though I did not go to Aquinas, I feel like I've been a part of the Aquinas family for a very long time. This past week, I read a post on Facebook that made me cry. It said, quote, "The question I am pondering is, why does the word impossible have the word possible in it? Such a small change in words, yet it's so true. Just the little things we do can help to make our big dreams come true." Unquote. That post was written by my son. And it's true, isn't it? Our greatest successes in life are often found in the little things we do for others. Our most lasting and fulfilling achievements are often earned by helping others turn their impossible into their possible. This is the philosophy of Aquinas College. I've seen it time and time again at Aquinas in every single interaction my son has had with them since he was 4 years old. Let me back up 21 years ago. 21 years ago this month, our son was born 11 weeks prematurely, weighing 3 pounds, 7 ounces. We were told at just 3 weeks old that he had cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a disorder which affects the muscles in the body, making it difficult to do certain tasks. Some people are affected mildly and may walk with only a limp, while others may not be able to speak, eat, or stand. In Johnny's case, his right side is affected more than his left, and all of the muscles in his body are tight. As you can imagine, this makes about every task he has to do very difficult. Growing up, he has had to face many challenges every day. Everything is a struggle for him, from brushing his hair to sitting up. But we are so blessed, and we're so blessed, because at the age of 4 years old, he was introduced to a new pilot program starting, which had promising results for kids with cerebral palsy to gain more independence in their movements and in their life. That pilot program was started by a man named Jim Garofalo, the Dean of Education for Aquinas College at the time, and backed by then President Harry Knopke. Some of you may be familiar with those names. The program was called Conductive Education. Because a big part of Aquinas' philosophy or mission is to serve others, Aquinas took a chance on starting this program in order to help children like my son become more independent. They were showing through example that serving others is an important part of life at Aquinas and in the community. Today, that program is called the Conductive Learning Center and continues to help Johnny and thousands of other kids like Johnny reach their highest potential in life because of the college's commitment to serve those in need. But the story of Aquinas' commitment of service towards others, including Johnny, does not stop there. This past fall, I am so proud to say that Johnny became a freshman here at Aquinas College. Thank you. It's fitting, isn't it? The place that helped to give him his independence was going to be a part of the next big step in his life. College life has presented new challenges for him, but focus on service at Aquinas has made that transition easier. Every single person we come in contact with oozes the charism of service. From the very kind professors who make sure that needs are met so that he can learn to his potential, to the staff who give him a smile and a wave on campus, to the people in the lunchroom who sneak me a brownie to give to him because they haven't seen him in a while at the Wegge Center. When Johnny first started eating lunch on campus, he would ask for a straw for his drink because it was easier for him to drink through a straw than it was to hold onto his cup. And the very next day, he was greeted with a whole box of straws to put in his backpack. Another great example of Aquinas' commitment of service to others came when I realized that it may be uncomfortable for the girls on campus to have me take Johnny to the restroom. I was not going to go into the men's restroom. So one day I was asked by a staff member how everything was going and mentioned this to her. My solution to the problem was to tack a sign up on the ladies' restroom saying that it was in use. Aquinas had other thoughts, however. Several days later, Aquinas brought some plans to me. They were going to turn a storage room into a handicapped bathroom for Johnny and others with special needs to use. And they did it all in just 4 days. I truly believe that service is a cycle that is learned. Johnny has been blessed to learn the fruits of service by Aquinas, and I'm confident he will continue that service toward others. He actually already has. Recently, he was featured on ESPN's E60 show because he walked a mile in his walker in a 5K race. Since that time, he has been helping others to reach their own challenging goals and to never give up hope. He has heard from people as far off as Japan. And so the cycle of service continues. The gift that Johnny received from Aquinas 17 years ago and their commitment of service toward others and the example they continue to give to a young man who needs a helping hand along the way has been instilled in Johnny so that he can go out and continue the work of Aquinas into the community and the world. Inherently, we know we have been designed to live for something greater than ourselves, and our lives are going to find lasting significance in how we choose to live them and how we enable others to live theirs. Aquinas has helped a huge part in teaching the importance of these values to my son through their constant examples of their commitment of service to others. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and God bless.
Whatever you Wow. I wonder where the inspiration for that song came from. Good evening or good morning, everyone. My name's Andy. I'm confused. I'm blown away. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up for the amazing Aquinas College chorus, directed by Dr. Mark Webb. Wow, truly inspired. I mean, I'm literally tingling. All these stories and everyone sharing, the four charisms of, Dominicans, and I have the privilege to be here to basically ask it in Jesus' name. Just want to throw that out there. Bridget had asked me to do the ask, but she always gives me the shortest time frame. She's probably worried that I'm going to ramble on, but I will keep it short, Bridge. But one of the things that, obviously, the theme throughout today, this morning's breakfast, is value. What do you value about Aquinas? And I did spend some time this week thinking about that. And I came up with it pretty quickly, and that was relationship. I value the relationship at Aquinas. I always feel connected to Aquinas. I've had a lot of family that have gone here before me. I have family that has gone here after me and is going here today. But even beyond that, friends, relationships that I've built from Aquinas that are still with me today, and it's probably some of the most significant relationships in my life. I always feel connected to Aquinas. Even though my wife did not go here, I do consider her a saint. For being married to me, yes, exactly. I'm not the first one to ever say that either. But just like every relationship, just as in every relationship needs to be supported, needs to be nourished. And what I found thinking about this value, this relationship that I have with Aquinas, that I'm so grateful for, it's not necessarily the big things that make a relationship supported or feel supported. I think I learned that in the first 10 years of my marriage, where I was trying to solve these problems and do really big things, and sometimes it was just a little word. I get it, or, I'm sorry. It's the little things, but those little things that are done consistently, that are done regularly, that make a relationship feel supported and work. And I guess the message is, we all have a relationship to Aquinas, and that's what brings us here today. So we all have that, and it's all very personal, whatever that means to you. And we're going to ask you to support that relationship. But I don't want you to measure the value of your relationship to Aquinas by the amount that you would give. I want you to measure it by the act of giving. Just the simple act, that small word, that small amount. If you can give more, or you can say more, if it's appropriate for you, please do. But let's work on just allowing that act of giving to represent the value that we have to the relationship to Aquinas College. Thank you. All right. I was really swept up by the chorus, and you guys are going to do another song, right? But I do want to say a very special thank you. Very generous matching gift by Mr. Mark Meyer. So if you give today, that gift will be matched. So not only that small word, that value that you have is going to be supported on a much bigger level. So I wanted to say a special thank you, Mr. Meyer.
And now I get to tell you about the ticky-tack stuff. There's a green envelope in front of you, and it has a pledge card in it. And as Andy said, it's the act of giving. So I don't want you to think, oh, if I can't give $1,000, if I can't give $100, then I'm just not going to give, because I'd rather just maybe be seen as like, oh, I forgot the green envelope. Then no one wants to be seen as cheap. I am telling you from the bottom of our hearts, we do not think any of you are cheap. So I don't want you to think that, okay? It is literally the act of giving. And like Andy said, if you can give more, we're certainly not going to turn it away, okay? I would love to see 100% giving in this room today. So if you forgot your checkbook or your wallet or you lost your wallet, don't worry, you can just pledge that you're going to send it in later, and we'll send you an email to remind you. We also will have Alan. Alan, can you wave your hand? Alan's going to be walking around with an iPad because we're very 21st century here at Aquinas College. You can give online on an iPad, and Alan will have that for you as well. You can also write down your credit card information. You can give over time. You can give $5 a month if that seems doable to you, or $100 a month. If you have any questions, please let me know. But again, it's about participation. They have all these lists, right? Princeton Review does lists. One of their lists is the happiest students. Okay, I don't know about you, but if you walk around here, students seem pretty happy to me. But we will never make that list because one of the things they look at is alumni giving. And our alumni giving rate is actually a lot lower than our peer and aspirational schools. We want to lift that up, and we can all do that together. So again, participation, 100%. We can do it. I know you can. And if that wasn't enough inspiration, I give you again the Aquinas College Chorus. Thank you.
Victory is won.
on, look at the time. We still have 10 minutes to have a Bloody Mary. Thank you. Thank you for coming, and again, the ambassadors will be around collecting the green envelopes. Have a blessed and wonderful day. See you soon.